Hey guys, Kelade here. Welcome to my High Tinker Mekkatorque kill / commentary video. For this fight, we are just going to be charging in and using all of our cooldowns. The talents that we're going to take for this fight is Endless Rage, Double Time, Sudden Death, Bounding Stride, Carnage, Dragon Roar, and Siege Breaker. You could take the Warpaint talent if you really wanted to, but I do think the mobility is more important on this fight than just some reduction in damage. And you'll see as we have some type of mechanics where you just have to leap far away, or if you get hit by two different mechanics at the same time, then you're going to need that extra mobility, right? So here we have the Gigavolt coming out, this debuff. Basically, 3 people in your raid are going to get it. You just drop it off to 3 different corners of the raid, right? I have the purple one, so I'm dropping it here. Anybody that's in line of sight of you when it blows up will get a debuff. The current one I currently have at 25 seconds, it just ticks for damage. You don't want everybody else having it. If your whole raid does have it, it is an incredible amount of raid damage, and you are going to have to use healer cooldowns. But generally, we have 3 different locations. You guys saw me go to the purple location, right? Right next to us is the orange location. And then off screen to the left side is the star location. If you're using big wigs, it should be automatically assigning those 3 colors. And then basically at each location, there's like either a building to dock behind or 3 rocks to dock behind. And generally there should be enough spaces for you to drop 5 debuffs off and before the boss phases. And when he comes down, they should start fading away. All right, so every time the boss goes up and down, you should make sure you get out of them, dodge all the buster cannons. Whenever he does the world shrinker, you want to don't move for a second, just in case you don't get shrunk and the guy next to you gets shrunk, because you always want to let the people that get shrunk move first, right? Because if they get stepped on, then they'll get stunned and take massive damage. Stepped on again, they'll probably die. The different thing for mythic difficulty is that one person, you guys can see the Boomy up ahead, he's next to the staircase. One person will get enlarged. For the enlarged person, you just want to make sure that you let everybody else move first, because if you're enlarged, you will stun and damage, you know, the normal size people, and you will instantly kill any of the shrunken people. So you want to be careful on that. Generally, we have them stand off to the side, to the right side, like that grass patch. That's where the melee would stand, and then the range can probably stand there too, because only one person will get enlarged at one time. And also, when you get enlarged, you deal 10% and you heal 10% more damage. So, you know, great. You do more DPS. Also, you know you're not shrunken, right? Because when you're shrunken, you're going to do no DPS. All you can do is get in the bots. So here we have him teleporting us with a wormhole, right? Just move out. Because he always jumps up and down after the wormhole, basically. And then the other thing for the wormhole is that you'll see both mechanics, actually. I'm going to get hit by both in this fight. But there's going to be 2 new mechanics when he does wormhole. He'll pick a random amount of targets to sheep them, and he'll pick a random amount of targets to fly them up in the air. And that's why classes like, you know, warrior or any class with mobility is good, because 1, you can charge the boss as you're coming down when you get knocked up. 2, you can also leap anywhere so you don't take fall damage. And then 3, you can even charge the boss as you're going up, so you don't even waste any like uptime on the boss as a warrior. So that's really good. For the sheeps, the way that our group has it, I think each healer, so we have 5 healers, so 4 of the healers, they're in charge of a group, right? When they see a sheep, dispel it, and then the 5th healer just sees whatever sheeps gets missed, or, you know, 2 people are in the same group and dispels that. And then as far as for the bots, we are going to get in the bot later on in the fight. I guess we'll talk about it when we get there. But basically, you want to do 3 people at the same time, if you can, of course. The way that we do it is that we have 1 person call out 2 of the bots, so all 3 people get in. 1 leader, or we call it captain, I guess, calls out the other 2 colors. So he'll go, player 1, you're blue, player 2, you're green, player 1, you're yellow, player 2, you're red, right? He calls out all of their colors. And then they don't leave their bots, they stay in and they call his colors. So that way only 1 person is talking at the same time, you know, keeps the clutter down and makes it much, much easier to get through the phase. And then once, you know, they clear out the initial captain's colors, everybody gets out. So right here, when the boss phases at 40, 41% HP, right, just don't move. There's no reason to move right away, because he's going to do a war enlarger, right? You want to let the shrunken people move. Ideally, your raid pre-assigns a location for them to stand. A safe place for us is get on top of the staircase that I'm passing by, right? No normal sized people should be walking up there. Once again, I have the Gigavolt charge. I'm not going line of sight right away, because you kind of want to go line of sight, you know, as late as you can, just so you can get healed up. The other thing is I did zap, I think like 3 or 4 people here. Just be careful of that. You know, they're gonna get healed up, they'll be fine, but just try to make sure that you don't zap anybody. Luckily on this part of the fight, there's not that much going on, so we're safe here. So once again, we're not moving, right? He's gonna teleport us all here. Unfortunately, I get sheeped and I don't get dispelled, but it's okay because my sheep just randomly dodges all the fires anyways, so we're good, even though we didn't get dispelled, right? And luckily, as he's coming down, you know, our sheep ends anyways. This is where I rally here, just because there's going to be, you know, some AoE damage. In case people get hit by fires, there's going to be additional taken damage. Also, there's some people dropping out gigavolts earlier, so they're going to have debuffs on them too. So it's a good place to use rally, especially because you're not DPSing anyways. But when he does come down, we lust, second pot, use all my cooldowns there as you see, and we try to burn the boss down as fast as we can. Because after he comes down, the bots are going to come out really, really fast. And you guys are going to see that we are going to get overrun by ads eventually. So you want to burn this part of the fight as fast as you can. So I gotta get another gigavolt charge. I have the orange. Try to go back there. Realize I didn't have time. Just walk up here. You know, no big deal. Wormhole generator, right? I get sent up, but I'm spamming charge as he's doing the wormhole generator. That way I charge right back onto the boss. And then, you know, dodging a little bit of fires. And then really, really good as long as you guys can do it. Now, it is possible sometimes when he does wormhole generator to charge so fast that you will charge and get knocked up again. In which case you can charge the guy again, or you just heroic leap when you're coming down, right? Just be aware of that. It is actually possible to charge him so fast that you charge him before you even get knocked up. Generally, the way that happens is if he does the, you know, the thing where he teleports you and you're teleported further away to your charge range. So here I get shrunk. I should have waited to make sure I didn't get stunned, but I get in the mech. At this point, for some reason, only 2 people got shrunk. So we're just calling each other's colors out. And then, you know, we're going to eventually get out and get back into the fight. At this part in the fight, it's pretty important that you get in and get out right away, because if you're shrunk, you don't do anything. So you might as well get in and clear some bots. All right, so we both get out here. I run around. Want to be careful. As long as you see that bots aren't channeling like they're stunned, you can charge through them if you want to. But of course, I leaped out because he was doing his jump up and jump down mechanic there. So once again, I have all of our cooldowns and keep defense in boss. We are going to get overrun by the boss. You guys see there's 4 bots right now. I think more are going to spawn eventually. There's some AoE damage that's happening right here. I'm not exactly sure what's hitting us, but you are going to see a lot of people in our raid die right here. But right here, basically just a burn phase. The other thing that's, you know, for the last phase, other than it's pretty much exactly like the first phase, that the sheeps are going to be coming down, right? The sheeps from the transition phase. So just watch out for these fires that are walking around. Make sure you dodge them. They do leave a really nasty dot. If you do somehow get hit by the fires and you do have a gigavolt debuff on you, make sure you pop a cooldown. You know, that's also where you use your health pots, because you're going to be taking massive dot damage while you have both of those dots on you. And that's in addition to the random AoE damage that's going to be there too, right? Unfortunately, our tanks go down here. You got the boss smacking people around. He's casting a War Enlarger. Unfortunately, I got shrunk. That means it can't damage him. So I'm just jumping in a bot to try to control it, you know, make sure it doesn't move. And, you know, people are dying. And we basically have me and a lock in here. And we just have 1 rogue evasion tanking the boss with 1 healer in healer form healing him. But he does a pretty good job tanking the boss as a rogue. And we do eventually get the boss down here. So a relatively fun fight. I think as far as for progression in this fight, make sure everybody knows the heroic mechanics, because most often or not, that's what's going to kill you in the raid, right? It's going to be, you didn't have to pay as much attention on heroic because you can heal through it, you can damage through it, but when it happens on mythic, it's much more difficult. So get your heroic mechanics down and you should be good to go. And as always, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Feel free to subscribe to see more. See ya.